I think we now have Gabriel Morency back on the line. How you doing?
Yeah, sorry about that, Matt. You were just introducing what sounded like a great story about following me on Twitter when we lost our connection there. But
yeah, I thought you hung up because it's not even important. I'm not going to go back there. We'll get right to it. So, what's been on your mind in terms of the NFL? I tried not to dwell too much, obviously, on the Rice thing because it's just everywhere. Turn on Anderson Cooper, he's talking about Ray Rice. It's just surreal. But obviously, the focus is now turned obviously to how culpable Goodell has been and what he saw and didn't see in terms of footage when he handed down a 2-game suspension.
Roger Goodell Goodell's been screwing things up for a couple of months now for one reason or another. Normally he's on the ball, but he really has become the most incompetent major sports commissioner out there. That's really saying something considering Bud Selig. You figure Bud Selig would be the undisputed champion of that, but it's amazing to me. It's almost like politics here, in which it's always the cover-up that's worse than the actual crime. If he just would have suspended Rice for 8 games in the first place, none of this would have happened. But I've been talking about this. I've been tweeting about this. Nobody was more critical of Ray Rice when this happened than I was. Nobody was more critical of the suspension than I was. But this is absolutely ridiculous that Ray Rice has now been railroaded. His name is Ray Rice, not Ray Caruth. It's preposterous. How many players are going to be playing on Sunday that have hit women recently? Ray McDonald beat his girlfriend up worse than Ray Rice did. It's absolutely preposterous. And this little new outrage about seeing the video. If there's snow on the ground, if you go to bed at 1 a.m, you wake up at 7 a.m, and there's snow on the ground. You don't need videotape to tell you that it snowed overnight. It's pretty obvious. Say, look, it snowed. I don't need to see a videotape of OJ stabbing people to know that he stabbed people. And now this new outrage of, oh my God, I can't believe what Ray Rice did. He admitted it. Did people not watch the press conference? He admitted it. Yeah, I hit my wife. I'm sorry. We're getting married now. I'm trying to move on. I'm not defending him at all. But this new sudden outrage, everyone loves Chris Brown for some reason. R. Kelly. R. Kelly's having sex with kids. Yeah, he still has a career because, we didn't see the tape. Well, we know that there's the tape, so you didn't see it, so it doesn't matter. So what about Chris Brown? So if we actually see the tape of Chris Brown beating up Rihanna, then suddenly, Chris Brown can't be on the MTV Music Awards. Yeah, but, we already knew he beat her up. Yeah, but now we saw it. Now it's completely different. It's absolutely preposterous. Goodell is lying, and now he's saying that, to my knowledge, he's speaking, lawyers speak. There's a little bit of pressure on him to resign, but it's not going to happen. Goodell makes too much money for too many fat white guys that don't care. And this is the whole thing. As you stated, Anderson Cooper's going up. Anderson Cooper doesn't give a crap about Janae Rice, just as he doesn't give a crap about Trayvon Martin or about the Ferguson. They don't care. It becomes a media sideshow. If they really cared right now, they'd be concerned, why is Ray McDonald playing? If Goodell wanted to do the right thing, he'd reinstate Josh Gordon right now. The NFL is a mess, and it's unbelievable that a league that's so powerful, and Goodell is normally so strong and committed with everything he does, is just clowning and punking out at every second move here. He keeps incriminating himself. When he first suspended Rice for 2 games, he said, I can't do more than 2 games. This is kind of the guideline. Charges were dropped. And the fact of the matter is, this is what the Players Union wanted, and I don't have power to suspend him more, after speaking to the Players Union. Then he gets the backlash. Then he gets ripped for the Josh Gordon stuff, for suspending a guy for pot for a year when everyone's mocking him, where you beat up a girl, you get 2 games, you smoke weed, you get 16. So he doesn't like that. So then he comes up with, the next day after Gordon gets suspended and he's getting ripped again, he comes up with this new 2 thing and you're out for life and blah, blah. And then, the Harbaughs are both scumbags. Harbaugh in San Francisco's talking about if any player touches a woman on his team, they're gone. Except now Ray McDonald, well, let's let the facts come out. And, I was just speaking, blah, 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 blah. They're all jerks. They don't care. They don't care about women. All they care about is themselves. The Baltimore Raven owner apologized tonight to the shareholders He apologized to his shareholders, not the women in Baltimore, to his shareholders. But, Ray Rice suddenly, to me, I'm not going to say he's a victim, but he's getting screwed over. Why is Ray Rice kicked out of the NFL? Like, what is different right now? Because Goodell screwed up. This is like double jeopardy right now. Everybody's an idiot, and they're bending over backwards defending Goodell, and Kraft comes out tonight and says Goodell's great, and, Adam Schefter and Mortensen and these blowhards are going to, talk about the company line and the NFL this, and, they recognize that. They don't recognize anything right now. They're just clueless. And, it'll be interesting to see if TMZ wants to bury Roger Goodell. And this is all comes down to TMZ right now. This is Harvey Levin and TMZ, and you got to dig deeper and ask yourself why. Why is TMZ doing this? The National Football League scares people more than the mafia does. You talk about the NFL. The NFL is like the all-controlling, beast in sports media, and everybody knows it. And Goodell's talking about, I didn't have the power to see the videotape. Yeah, Goodell's got the power to threaten the state of New Jersey when they want to legalize sports gambling. Don't give me this crap. They can do whatever the hell they want. NFL security is run by a bunch of ex-FBI guys. So don't tell me they didn't see the tape and they act all innocent. No, we don't know anything. The whole thing's a freaking mess. And now suddenly Ray Rice gets kicked out of the NFL. It's just bizarro world.
It is crazy.
And then lost all of that, the scumbags at Penn State and the NCAA, they see that everyone's paying attention to Ray Rice, so they decide to announce, hey, by the way, we lifted the sanctions on Penn State. It's been 3 years. It's been 3 years. SMU got the death penalty. Southern Methodist University, their football team got shut down for paying kids to play football. Penn State gets a slap on the wrist for 3 years for playing with kids in the shower. The logic of this world is twisted. The bottom of the story is, it's too bad because I love the sport, but football is an evil, evil game full of evil, evil people.
There's nothing more to say than that. There's nothing that you said that was out of line or outrageous. It's all there. Gabriel Morency, unfortunately, we're out of time already. SportsRageTV.com, Sports Rage on Twitter, and, of course, FantasySportsNetwork.com. Check out the weekday show as well. Thanks so much. Really appreciate your time.
Hey, always a pleasure.
All right, there you go. That's Gabriel Morency. Yeah, something to think about there. Puts it in perspective. Other side of the break, fantasy football time with Jeff Erickson of RotoWire.com. So many questions for week 2. We'll get to them next.
Another